Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Nioh. We currently have the option to move on from the Chugoku region to the next one, as you saw, since the Umibozu capsizing ships has been dealt with, but I unlocked a couple of worthwhile submissions that we're going to hit up first. They're not going to take too long, we'll get some good rewards out of it, and this, I think, is actually a unique map we're coming up on. A lot of the submissions, the problem with them is that they'll just reuse maps from the main mission levels and maybe change the time of day and the objective. Some of them are just real by the numbers and boring, so I don't plan to show too many of these off, but this one is alright. Plus it's really short and sweet, and we get Guardian Spirit, and more importantly, a very useful smithing text for a super good armor set that has some great synergy with our Kusarigama build. So we're going to draw him out. We're not going to go too far past the side of the cliff, because there is a sniper with a rifle on top of the hill. So we're going to deal with him with the leg sweep combo. Look at him, just waiting there. The bullets are a lot harder to dodge than the arrows and the fire arrows we've seen the archers fleshing at us. See, that'll knock him on his ass, but this dual wielder is kind of a problem to get past in this choke point, so just live with the damage we did to him. Mid-stance light combo. Now it's a one-on-one. That follows up with, oh, I thought that was the one that followed with the overhead. Still not too familiar with that stance. Usually, that's when I start using another weapon set a lot more often, is when I'm not familiar with what I'm fighting against. I start using that weapon set so I can get a better feel for like how the combos look and how the stance works. It's generally good advice in pretty much anything you're playing, be it competitive or PvE. If you're having a problem with something, switch to the thing you're struggling against to figure out like its weaknesses and how you fight against it. This is advice I give to people who are having problems with specific characters in fighting games, instead of just going, oh, you know, it's imbalanced, it's overpowered, this character's bullshit. Try to learn that character, try to actually play as him for a bit and discover, like, exactly what that character's flaws are. Like, I used to have a really hard time against Karen in the Nikali matchup in Street Fighter V. Then I started playing Karen a little bit more, and I still think it's a slightly difficult matchup for Nikali, but it's not as lopsided as I thought it was before, because I started seeing the holes in her strings and her combos and stuff. I started learning her ranges a lot better just by playing her. So there's a side mission that you have to do to unlock this one called the Bridge of Bones or something like that. It's in the same region as this. It's one of the submissions available by default in the Chugoku region. Gotta watch the water pit in here because there is a slime. The Bridge of Bones is a really boring one where you just run a gauntlet of increasingly tough yōkai on a bridge, and that's about it. It's kind of a nice looking setting, but eh. Like I said, most of them are not worth really showing off. And if I showed all of them, what reason would you have to maybe buy this and experience all the side missions for yourself? It's worth it. So, before the guy with the axe comes around the corner, we're gonna try to snipe all these dudes, even that one way off in distance. Dude, that felt so good. I feel like I'm on a roll today. I'm in rare form right now. I'm gonna get wrecked by the very next basic enemy. Nah. I'm gonna trip you. God, that combo is so strong! It borders on feeling busted. Because he was sitting down, sometimes the game doesn't like letting you do backstab animations, so I didn't go for it there. And this is one of the enemy's operating cannon that you saw firing at us as we were crossing the shallow water to get onto the boat. If you spend more time hanging out in the water or dealing with the two enemies, like right across the way from the shrine in the beginning, you can get besieged by cannon fire much more easily. So that's 2 out of 3 Kodama for this side mission. I think it's a nice touch. They add a little bit more gravitas to the side missions by adding Kodama to them. Albeit, it's not quite as inflated a count of Kodama compared to the main missions where it's usually like 8 or 9 of them. There are 3 in this one, and the last one's in this room. The skeleton. When you can make them work, when you don't have too hard of a time with them, oh, they just drop like butter. They drop like butter? Melt. Like I said, rare form. And this, dude, that's such a cool animation for that shortcut opening up. Just kicks the little thing to the side, one fluid motion. It's a nice animation. And we're right back to where we started, except on the bottom floor this time. I didn't do this first because if you deal with these 2 around the corner, you sometimes get that guy who came around the corner upstairs with the axe, that bandit. Sometimes he joins you and surprises you from behind. And this is too confined a space to be dealing with that horse shit. This is another reason why I actually like this side mission, aside from all the benefits you get out of doing it, is it's short and sweet, but it's also really tightly designed. I do feel like this is one of the better ones, especially in the Chugoku region, which, I don't know, I feel like this region especially struggles for good side missions. We're gonna drag this one all the way back, because these are death pits all around us in the deep water. I would have liked to get more hits off on him. We know that's my enemy. Whatever. I'll take that hit just to not panic roll into the water that time. Came close. I'm gonna bring it down one more. Break your stamina. That's my favorite attack they do to punish, is the 3-hit combo. And you can bait that 3rd hit out by just, after they do the 2nd hit, you just dance back in range for a split second and then get out of there. And it usually tricks their AI into completing the combo instead of just stopping after the 2nd hit. Which makes it a lot more reliable to punish. Whoops! No! William's going nuts. Over on the left, there is one more thing to get before we go into the final room. Hyotoko masks. We saw how devastating they can be against some of the slime-based enemies, especially the Umibozu last mission. We're gonna consume a power pill and because stamina is not a really big concern for these guys, so that thing on the right D-pad is a lifesteal talisman, which affects their stamina regeneration, but power pill should be good enough. Now that it's down to one-on-one, this is not scary. And our power pill just ran out. Get all sorts of useful consumables and throwables from that ninja tree. Actually got lucky breaking the horn when I did. The dual wielders, they move in kind of a funky way, so it's a little tougher to break their horns as opposed to like the axe guys or the single katana ones. And that's the whole mission. Told you, this is not a long, protracted thing. Get in, get out, get what you need to get, and we're good to go. And we'll even get a nice little animatic cutscene to end this.
石田か徳川かなどまっことくだらぬ。世が道家型となりかき回してやろうかの。1000年先まで世の悪名が響こうが構わぬ。このくだらぬ乱世を壊したいのじゃ。安心とやらそのきっかけを作るやもしれぬの。
Great. And we got the Ayakamori, Guardian Spirit. More importantly, the thing that I really came in here for again is the smithing text for the Kingyo. Oh shit, I hope I'm remembering that name correctly. The armor set is what we came in here for, though. And before we move on, let's actually go to the forge and see some of that, because we've only seen the soul matching function here. Let's show two things off. Let's forge some armor first, which is really straightforward. You get a bunch of components, some of which are boss fight specific, like for the Kingyo armor here. They all require Great Centipede Fangs. We only got one from fighting the Centipede boss. I believe you can refight him multiple times to farm those. And you see it has the crossed sickles in green. Add that to the inventory. And we're also going to go in and we are going to... Yeah, I'm missing some components to craft more. But you need a smithing text in order to craft an item, plus its components. You can also refashion stuff, meaning you can transmog your gear. Somebody in the Discord coined the term Glamorai for Nioh fashion, and that is what refashioning lets you do. Nioh supports Glamorai. So about the cross sickles set. It's even indicating in green like a Diablo 2 set bonus. Every piece of armor we equip with the cross sickles bonus contributes to an overall set bonus. The more pieces of that set you equip, the more bonuses you get. Like, I believe the 2-piece set bonus for it is an extra 15% final blow damage. The 6-piece gives you more just raw melee damage and something else, and you get a whole bunch of bonuses in between.
石田方も西国の調略を進めておるようだが、分があるのは吉川、小早川を調略したこちら。ウィリアム、大阪は華やかな町。お主にぜひ見せたいと思っておった。帝のおわす今日にも近い。ついに大阪で家康様にお目通りが叶うぞ。表を上げ。
霊が見え、怪異を切るというのはまことか。君子、怪力乱心を語らずじゃ。花からそのようなことを口にする者に信を受けようか。
This one has absolutely no power. Hanzo, do you seriously follow this pretentious little prick?
何を言うておる。
鳥居殿、その者は影武者だと言うておりまする。
こやつはもっと名護を話しておったであろう。それに半蔵、そこもとが事前に話しておったのではないか。何がおかしいじゃ。
まあ鳥居殿、半蔵殿の推挙もあることですし、全く口頭無形と切って捨てるもいかがなものかと。拙者に等し案があり申す。
Yeah, I know we just got to the Kinki region, and we could go for the next main mission immediately, but we're gonna get right back on the boat William has dealt with so many shipwrecks at this point that if I were him, I would never get on a boat again. But instead, we're going to come back to the Kyushu region for an invitation from a samurai. In order to unlock this one, you first have to do a request from Ginchio in the Kyushu region. The major thing we get for doing this, aside from a nice scenic backdrop for a really honestly fun fight, is an upgrade for the Thunder Puppers. Thunder Pupper, or rather, it will be Thunder Puppers. So once again, we're dueling Tachibana Muneshige. But the last time we dueled him, remember, it was just a knockoff Muneshige. Oh, I couldn't quite pull him in for the trip, because he was already charging up the next EI quick draw. Dude, in the Wii field, shit, this is a great backdrop for this fight. This was also in the alpha. Ah, yeah. This one's really, really intense. He does not run himself out of stamina as easily just by powering up anymore. And he does a whole heap load more damage. And he has the lightning enchants, which just add to that damage output. Oh. So you see, he can poise through a lot of your hits, and he isn't easy to hit stun, so it's risky to combo him. And some of his moves just can't be interrupted like you saw earlier. It's good. 2 hits. Damn. Timing for that. I was just not tight enough with. There. Shit. Did the second dodge by accident. So it behooves you to adopt a really hit-and-run style. And I'll have Living Weapon active for this fight. One thing I could do is rely on some moment talismans to get some free knockdowns and finishing blows. You can also abuse this against him, assuming you don't catch him in the middle of his startup for the quick draw. Because then he will just blow straight through your attempts to trip him. Okay, here it comes. We'll take that. Take a little bit of damage here and there. The big damage is usually going to come from the rare instances where you run him out of stamina. If you're having trouble managing your stamina in this fight, which, if you do, I don't blame you, really maybe consider switching. That was a good dodge. Switching to low stance and just doing that hit and run tactic. You have to be very, very active in this fight. Should be one more. This one should do it. Woo! Like that duel a lot, man. That's a good side mission. Paired Raiken. Now it's not just a Thunder Pupper, it's the Paired Raiken. Double doggos. I really like the painterly effects they use for those animatic cutscenes as well. They clearly can't put all of their budget into side mission cutscenes, but they put some degree of effort in. It's evident that they tried. I appreciate that. Now, finally, even after we sailed once to the Kinkiya region, it's very kinky. We're gonna sail back to it from Kyushu. No Umibozus to interrupt our travels. Let's kick our magic up to 10. That will let me do the adept mission for the Amio magic at the dojo off screen. So we can go deeper into that tree. Spider Nest Castle. Shigesan Castle was once home to Matsunaga Hisahide, the man who chose to revolt against Oda Nobunaga seemingly out of nowhere. Oda responded by waging one of the bloodiest and most horrific sieges in history. Now that the castle lies in ruins, the grudges of those who lost their lives, the hunger and thirst of its fallen soldiers suffered, the resentment they harbored towards those who deserted them, the suspicion they felt wandering which of their comrades had betrayed them, have attracted all manner of vile yōkai. Harboring lingering grudges is a staple of yōkai in mythology. It's kind of like a core part of what makes a yōkai. Oh, and right away, I love the palette of this level, because it's really deep oranges from the flames all over the place, and just pitch blackness otherwise, where there's not something on fire, contrasted under a really lovely purple sky. Gives the level a nice ambience. And as you can imagine from the name, Spider Nest Castle. Oh, there it is. We got a glimpse of the sky. Something we're going to be introduced to in this level are going to be spider enemies, the smallest of which will occasionally spawn out of these breakable spider eggs. You know what we're going to equip to deal with some of these spiders? We're going to get the Spider Smasher out. We just got a brand new hammer, a high level one too. Not sure when we got this, but it's going right on in place of the dual katanas. Now, let me refamiliarize myself with the moveset. It's not low stance that has it. Maybe mid, probably not. It's probably heavy. Nope. Heavy light. That's good, but it's heavy. Oh yeah, high stance, heavy attack. That's the Spider Smasher. That's the Egg Whacker. While we are crossing any kind of surface slick with Spider Silk, where our movement is impaired. So you have to watch that. And we've now seen the medium-sized spiders as well, which are honestly not all that dangerous. Most of the spider enemies, pretty simple to deal with. Frail, not highly damaging, and very avoidable. And Konama number 1 of the mission. Let's see, before... What just noticed me? I'm not seeing it. Could be a baby spider somewhere. Oh, you. The guy at the top of the tower heard me. Well, he stood no chance, so... Oh well. Oh yeah, a chance to smash some spiders. Let's draw the medium one out first. This remind me of the Until Dawn Rush of Blood ones. Yeah, that final hit on the low stance strong attack. Speaking of strong attacks, high stance. Only got one egg. Whatevs. No baby spider is gonna survive if that hits him. That's gonna be our problem solver for the stage. Just hear the sound of a baby crying? Or are my ears playing tricks on me? There's something about the stripes on the legs that make them a little more... I don't know, they make my skin crawl a little bit more. I think the striping is like a visual illusion that makes their legs even more spindly. So we can draw that mini-boss spider out. Oh, and that ran out of stamina? That's rad! Yeah, these things don't have excellent stamina. They spawn out of the orange cysts, one of which I shot. There are 6 of them in total, I believe. And it behooves you to fight all of them because they will drop items called Hiragumo fragments. Oh yeah, this is a nice web attack too. Like a purple particle effect. Not too dangerous. And he was assisted by his little baby friend the whole time. There it is, Hiragumo fragment number 1. So like the bonfires from the Umibozu mission, those are mostly optional. I believe we had to fight that one to proceed, but those are optional items, and it benefits you to collect them because they make the boss of the stage easier. Like, again, the bonfires from what is it called? The ocean something something. That's gonna do it for now. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one.